This is my garage.
How's it going, guys, and welcome back to my garage. Alrighty, so yes, let me show you guys what is cooking over here. So today we are going to be putting the Jason, the Army Jason, up on auction. So yeah, this is going to hopefully bring in a little bit of money. So as you can see, I did make a couple of last minute changes to this car. So first of all, we did change the color of the pedals and also the handbrake lever. So I think that looks a little bit better. And I also decided that our leaf springs need to be black, because I actually wanted to make them black and I don't know what exactly happened. We've got the old cluster in the trunk, the broken one, which is at 40% if I remember correctly. I don't know. Looks like the wear inspector mod is not working at the moment. I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with the game all of the sudden. But yeah, other changes. We also did change the spark wires to black, and also the distributor cap is now green as well. And we also got the center caps on the wheels. So these ones are from the mod B200 Extra by EST Banana. We also added the wheel arch trims, which I actually forgot, as well as the door mirrors, which were also forgotten in the last episode. We changed the color to matte black as well on those. So yeah, I'm quite confident this thing is now complete. And oh yeah, one more thing we changed was the color around the headlights. I actually made those green initially, and now they are black. So yeah, there was a comment about that. So we changed it black, and I think it looks a little bit better as well. So what I'm going to do now is we are going to pull this thing. Let's just double check on this. Yeah, we still got all the stars on the conditions there. So yeah, this thing is, in my opinion, perfect. Oh yeah, we also changed the color of the steering column. So that is also black now. Just starting it up, and there we go. So nothing else but to put this thing into a barn so that we can actually ship it to the new buyer or the new owner once it's been sold at auction. So we're just going to go ahead and pop it into the barn over here, and that is good. Alright, let's just get the handbrake up, and yeah, we can probably just close up the barn and save the game real quick right over there. Alright, so there we go, the barn is closed and the game has saved. And yeah, you guys may notice we've got quite a bit of money. So that is because we sold our Jason, the inline 6, and also the Wolf inline 6R with the gasoline engine. We sold that one as well at auction, and they brought in quite a bit of money. That is why we are yeah, almost halfway towards our million. Well, we are more than halfway towards a million. So guys, what we are going to do in this episode is start working on this old beat up Mustang over here. I really want to see if we can get this thing sort of sorted out. So this is in fact a junkyard car, and as you can see, it's going to need a whole lot of work. I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to be reusable on this car, but we are going to dive into it and see what we get. So I think we are going to need the plasma cutter, because I'm going to be replacing firewalls and floor pans and all of that. So I think yeah, it's probably a good point to start at the front and just work our way back and see what is cooking with everything. Looks like, yeah, some of these things are actually bolts that I would think was going to be a screwdriver, you know. So like this headlight, looks like that is undone. Okay, well, there's the wear inspector mod. It works again. So not sure what's happening with that, but okay. We've got quite a lot of trash that's going to be coming off this car as well. So let's see. I haven't built one of these yet since the update to it for the URP mode. So guess we are going to be checking this out. So it looks like this is actually fine, 75%. But you know what? I think we are going to go for a full restoration on this thing. Not going to be taking any shortcuts or corners using old parts. So we're just going to go ahead and replace every single thing on this thing. That is if we are going to be able to figure out how this thing comes apart now. That's probably also a weld we need to cut for this front panel. There we go, and that actually came off as well, which is weird. So yeah, we are going to need to more or less hang on to these parts to see what they are called. Front left panel, Ford Mustang 5. I don't know if the fender is anything we can salvage off of this. It's very rusty. But at this point, we've got so much money, I think we can just go ahead and buy everything brand new. But we are going to take this off anyway. I just want to see what it's got to offer and what else is attached to this thing. Doesn't seem to be anything attached to it further. Unless if there was some suspension stuff. It doesn't look like it. But yeah, I'm quite interested to know how this happened, because this wasn't supposed to come off just yet, is it? So yeah, there's definitely a little bit of a sequence issue going on here with parts, and now our battery seems to be stuck because we didn't undo the battery first, and yeah, there's going to be probably a whole lot of stuff to figure out now. Even this this cross member at the front is now kind of just stuck to the car probably. So yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to see how this is going to work out. Okay, well, let's see if we can get the engine out of the engine bay. Okay, this might actually still come out at least. Okay, so there's the engine. There's the fuel line. Okay, now, is it this thing going to come off? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. So we're just going to have to figure this out. I do recall that the wolf, or the rat, yeah, it's actually the rat suspension is being used at the front of this car. And at the back we've got lad suspension. So that is pretty much what's going on there. Let's see if the gearbox is going to come out. Might be able to get the gearbox out. Come on. There we go. Yeah, collisions are a little bit weird. Okay, but we are going to be cutting this thing up into pieces. So what I'm thinking, maybe it looks as if this part over here is going to be the first thing to go on, because now this can't go back on, and also I don't think this is going to go back on. So I'm not too sure how this is actually put together. Okay, so that goes onto there, and this goes onto here. I've got no idea what exactly is going on here, because as I said, this isn't going back on now. I don't know if it's a bug with the mod or what is the story, because according to me you should be able to put those things back on. But you know what, let's continue cutting the firewall off and see how that comes apart. We are going to need the welding machine here a little bit later, and I can't recall if I actually did the infinite weld and cut mod now, because I've been kind of jumping around between games and doing a whole bunch of other stuff for other content. So I guess we'll have to start figuring out some stuff that's going on in my garage as well at some point. That's probably going to have a whole bunch more welds we need to do. Ones that might not look relevant but are necessary. Okay. Let's just see what is going on here. Firewall is actually also supposed to be welded to the floor, which we might have to strip out the carpet in the interior to figure that all out. Alright, let's see how this is going to work. Don't know how the carpet is held in. It's probably pry tool. So let's try the pry tool. Alright, let's see if this can work. There we go. That's our carpet out. 12%. Okay. Quite bad actually. Alright, let's see. Is there any more cuts we need to do to the firewall over here? I don't know if there's going to be anything to do with the firewall here, but just got to keep cutting it, I guess, and see what wants to come off, because this is now a... Okay, wait a second. Okay, that is a weld. Is there another one over here somewhere? Yeah. because I remember I did work on one of these not too long ago. I think let's get this door off so we can see what is going on over here. How does the door come off? Okay, it's got what I would like to call normal bolts. Okay, there's our driver's side door off, and I've got no idea if we're going to be able to advance here by taking this thing apart, because yeah, there's a whole lot of things that I don't know about this mod, so we're going to have to try and either figure this out, or I'm going to maybe waltz across the road to the used car dealership and just buy another project, if this is going to prove to be impossible. So I mean, we only paid $1,400 for this thing, and if this is going to be too much of a headache, I'm just going to go ahead and abandon this thing. We'll see, maybe somebody will take it off our hands for free if we maybe don't come right with this. Okay, any more welds over here? Nothing? Nope. Let's take the roof off. Yeah, let's just go ahead and chop the whole thing apart. Okay, so there's the roof. Because we did a Mustang for Del Boy the other day, and ended up getting all of these panels cut off and removed, and everything kind of just worked out quite well. But now, with the update to this mod, things seem to be different, unless I'm really missing something here. Doesn't look like we've got a main brake line on this thing, but once again, let's just see what is the story. Yeah, there's nothing bolted down to that. Maybe with the wiring that's stuck, that might actually be a problem. You know what, I think let's maybe do this. We're gonna unbolt this. Okay, that's our steering column. What else is attached to the firewall? It's the brake master cylinder. Let's take that off. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to save the game and reload, and I'll bring you guys back once that is done. Alrighty guys, so there we go. We saved and reloaded the game, and it looks like everything is kind of falling off the car as I'd hoped. So we've got our firewall off. We've got all of these panels that were taken off as well coming off. So yeah, I think we are ready to start, well, to continue this work. So what I think is next is we are going to be rebuilding this thing in sections. So I'm going to be buying all of those panels first of all. That needs to go back onto the car. So we're going to start with the firewall and then these two inner panels. Front right panel. Okay, so let's go see if we can buy a couple of things. I haven't gotten around to building the diesel engine for the Ram truck yet, so we are still going to be looking at getting that done at some point. I might do it off camera, or yeah, if I feel like it, we could probably even do it in a video. It's just we've been doing a whole lot of diesel engines recently. Front panel, right front panel, is that? I think that is probably it, so we'll just get all of these. So I see some of the things have actually got prices now. So yeah, everything seems to have prices, so that is actually pretty good. Alright, so I think this is what we are going to start with, seeing as the firewall needs to be put back onto here. And now, as I said, I can't recall if I actually did install this mod for infinite weld. It doesn't look like it. Okay, yeah, so I might have forgotten about that. Okay, you know what? So we are going to need some more electrodes. Probably. We've got 2 boxes here still, so just go ahead and use this. And yeah, this is a bit tedious. But you know what? We're going to weld this thing back on for the moment. I'm going to try something and see if this is going to work out. What is this thing like? It's actually not too bad. But yeah, we are going to be buying everything brand new for this one, because I want to try and see if we can make this thing brand spanking new. Alright, is this going to go on yet? Which side is this? Front left. See, that's just the thing now. I don't know what needs to be on next. Is it maybe the right-hand side? I don't know. Let's see. Because this car's a little bit confusing the heck out of me all of a sudden. Because usually after the firewall you can actually mount this and it doesn't want to go on. Front panel Ford Mustang, right, I don't know. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Alright, well, let's just check if this wants to go on. Yeah, probably not, because you need to mount those first. Yeah, this is quite a bit of a confusing situation if you ask me. Okay, yeah, that goes on to there. Yeah, I'm doubtful that we're going to manage this if this doesn't want to go back on. Alright, well, that's a bit of a... yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to call it. It's just a bit of a mess. So what else do we need to do in order to get those things on? Because I've got no freaking idea. Yeah, there's nothing obvious going on here, unless if we needed to mount the cross member first. Column don't have ignition key. For ignition key you must have racing center console. Oh, okay, that's that's some modded parts most probably. Alright, so there's nothing on the suspension, so let's head over to the rat, because we are going to be building the front suspension out of rat parts, because that's what the car uses. Okay, so is this going to go on first and then everything else can mount to this? No, doesn't look like it. Okay, what about transmission support? Do we need that on maybe for this? Let's buy the transmission support then. Let me just check for what car that is. Is it for the Ford Mustang? Okay, so that is the Wolf and Rat transmission support. Yeah, trying to figure this out now. As I said, if this car is going to give me too many headaches, I'm just going to abandon it. We're going to go and buy something else that actually can be built here. Alright, let's see. Body. Transmission support. Alright, let's see if this can go on. Okay, so that can go on, but I'm doubtful that that is going to allow us to add these parts. Unless if it's the wiring, I don't know. I'm gonna sort of try and see everything. No, that's not it either. Okay, does the battery even go onto this panel? It does, okay. But now, why doesn't this want to go on? Makes no freaking sense at all. Okay, well, I think let's try cutting a couple more pieces of this thing. Where the heck is our plasma cutter now? Can you just... I don't see the freaking handle among the mess here either. This is turning into be out to be a real shit show, guys. There's no other word for it. Oh my gosh. Now let's go and buy something, guys. Maybe we can find something that we can actually figure out what to do with today. Alrighty, guys. So here we are. This is the Dodge Charger by EST Banana. So I've actually loaded up this used car dealership 3 times now in order to find something that's going to be worthwhile trying to fix up. And this is the first one that actually popped up now that I think we might be able to work on. Although, I don't know if we're going to have similar issues with this one as well. So we're going to go ahead and give this a shot and see how it works. So I was thinking of getting this thing, the Coronet, but as you can see, there's I'm still waiting for the updated mod. I think it's actually only available to EA testers at the moment, and I'm not part of that community at the moment, or, well, not yet. So I guess we're just going to have to skip that one for now. Alright, so here's our 1969 Dodge Charger, I believe. Yep, that is it. So let's take this thing back to the shop maybe and see if we can do anything to this. Although I'm actually leaning towards heading over to the junkyard and actually not doing anything to this one. See if we can find something over at the junkyard we could potentially work on. Seeing as we haven't been to the junkyard in a video lately. So this might become a project we can also sort of work on now and then. So let's just get this thing into the shop, and then I think we're going to take a drive over to the junkyard with our trusty old pickup truck. Alright, we're just going to park this thing over here. Seeing as we've got our tools and stuff just chilling on the ground there. We still need to clear this up real quick. Alright, so let's put all of this back into the toolbox. Oh, for crying out loud, just go back in there. Right, do this. Let's just open this. Should probably also lower this thing down again. Okay, and yeah, these bags, I'll just keep them over there in case we need to pick up more junk. Alright, let's get our trailer hooked up to the pickup truck. Right, just like this, hop into here. Alright, so yeah, I had to actually build some blocks here just to keep the trailer from pushing through the wall there, because that was a little bit of a problem we had. Alright, so let's get this thing hooked up to our pickup truck here. There we go. We also got to bear in mind the time, because it's only, yeah, it's 4 o'clock. Alright, so the junkyard closes at 6, so we're going to take a quick nap. Just like that. Alright, now we're going to see if we can make our way over to the junkyard. There's another thing I had to do actually. Let's just turn this, yeah, we need to do this. Gonna turn this all the way up to 10 cars. We're gonna see how the game's gonna perform with that. And yeah, I already reset the dealers, so we should be golden. So let's take a nice cruise over to the junkyard. We haven't been there yet since the URP update, really. Well, in a video for that matter. So I think this is gonna be quite a bit interesting. See what we can find there, and hopefully we're going to find ourselves a project that we can try and bring back to the shop. Don't know how it's going to work out on the back of our truck here, because I think the Dodge Charger we just bought might be a good project as well, but that car seems to be fairly intact, and I really want to do something that's going to require a little bit more work than a second-hand car from the dealership. So let's just glance back. Is our trailer still there? It looks like it is. Alrighty. Alright, here we are by the switchback roads. Yeah, so the game is still getting those lag spikes or mini lag spikes for me. I've got no idea what's the cause of it. But okay, at least it's not that bad, because my FPS is sitting at 80 frames per second, 84, 87, so it's actually not as if it could be performance related to my PC at this point. Looks like it's more like something with the game or the update or the way things are loading. I've got no idea. Really got no idea what's the story of that. But already, so here we are going to be experiencing quite a bit of frame drops, most probably at the junkyard. So we are going to be loading in 10 cars, and this is going to take a hot minute probably for my game to load all of the vehicles, and hopefully we don't find too many things that we aren't going to be able to take home with us. So let's step inside and see what we can find here. Alrighty guys, so we've got the junkyard loaded up. Finally, it's been a hot minute. So yeah,
something relief.
apparently it's not a museum, so we need to find something over here. So, well, we spawned in 10 cars, so I've got no idea what we're going to find. We've got an engine block chilling in the air over there. Looking at this, it's a little sedan. I don't know, we haven't done a sedan yet in this series, but Gonna see if there's something that's gonna be a little bit more interesting. We already did a Alchemachino or a Jesse. We did start with a wagon. We rebuilt a car from the used dealership into a wagon wolf, so that's not really something I'm looking for. There's another wagon over here. We've got this over here, which is a Ford Mustang. Not a Ford Mustang, Funcle. This is a Focus. I mean, this car wish it was a Mustang. It's a Ford Focus. How much is that? 1,979. Yeah, I don't know if this is something we should bring to the channel, really. What's cooking with this thing's windows? I could have sworn I updated this mod. Isn't that supposed to be fixed? Alright, well, you know what? Not gonna touch that either. What is this? This is a Fox Body Mustang, which is also... yeah, looks a little bit glitchy at the moment, so don't think we're gonna work on that on the channel just yet. We haven't done a motorcycle ever. I don't know, maybe you guys can let me also know, what do you think we should bring to the channel? Yeah, I don't know, we should do another lad, because we haven't done a lad coupe or a sedan. We did a couple of wolves quite recently, but I think the Ford Focus over here might be the one to go for. Seems to have got at least some parts. There's no engine in it. So, yeah, this thing actually comes with a 1.5 liter. Well, it's supposed to have a 1.8 liter, I think, inline 4 in it. I don't know, but maybe we can do this one. So let's just go ahead and buy this one. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to touch that thing. It looks like it's going to have all sorts of problems at the moment. Oh, well, there's a jack stand over here. It's quite strange. I thought these things were only buyable from the shop there. Unless if that is some sort of a mod. Alright, but yes, I think this is going to be our project. I was actually looking forward to doing the Mustang, but it appears to be a little bit of an issue at the moment. So, I guess this is what we are going to have to do. Maybe see if we can get a Ford Focus built. Alright, let's just push it this way. Alright, now I gotta figure out how this works. Let's try and push the trailer relatively into position. I might have to spin the truck around real quick so that we can get that thing hooked up again. Alright, let's try this. Alright, I don't think we're gonna hook up to it just yet. Just want to see how this is gonna work. Right, we might push it back a little bit if we need to. Okay, let's push the trailer. Well, let's pull the trailer a bit forward and try and line it up with the little Ford Focus there. Alright, that should maybe do the trick. Let's see what happens if we do this. How good is the collisions on that? It looks like it's okay. Well, put the handbrake up. Let's see if there's a trailer hook or a hook where we can hook onto this thing. I'm doubtful there would be. Let's just see. Okay. Oh, there's something. It hooks onto that. Okay, let's see how this goes. Alright, needs to be pushed a little bit over here. Come on. There we go. Yeah, usually this is a bit hard getting cars without wheels on the trailer. But you know what? It is possible. It is very possible. Just gotta shunt it around on the trailer. Alright, I think that is probably on. Let's close up the ramps over there. Okay, should we disconnect this thing? Most probably yes, because it's gonna cause all sorts of havoc. Okay, now the question is this thing gonna stay put if we try and hook it up to the truck? Okay, yeah, I knew it was gonna do that. Oh, for crying out loud, just jump on the frickin' trailer, man. Now we're standing on top of the car. Can we just, like, push this thing, straighten it out a bit? Yeah, what the heck. That'll have to do, I guess. Alright, let's just take a picture real quick. Alrighty, so I think we are ready to hit the road. So we've got the little Ford Focus on the trailer. And let's just get ourselves seated here. Foot on the brake. Start it up. Alright, and we are off. It seems to be coming with us. So back to the shop it is. Hopefully this car is going to be something we're going to be able to work on. Try and figure out. It doesn't look like it's got a whole lot of body damage. But we'll know pretty soon here if it is going to be something that's going to work. And if we can actually fix it up. Because this car mod has been updated. So we're going to hopefully be able to do this one. And make it turn out to be something drivable relatively soon. Seems to have some suspension work as well, because there's not a whole lot of suspension parts on it. Right, I just hope the damn car is still back there. Yeah, looks like it's still coming along. Right, gotta watch out for this turn up ahead, because this is usually where a lot of people wreck, because they end up going down there. Alright, just taking it nice and easy around here. Alright, well, so this has turned out to be quite an uneventful episode. I would have definitely liked to have got a lot more done than what we have. And I was really hoping to get that Ford Mustang put together. So I don't know, maybe I'll see if I can find one at the used dealership for us to maybe just fix up a little bit. Because I think it'll be a good car actually to bring to the channel as well, Ford Mustang. But at this point I'm just struggling way too much to figure out how that thing is put together and how it works. So I guess we'll see. Maybe there's a couple of bugs with the mod that needs to be ironed out. Maybe there has been an update that I'm not aware of just yet. But yeah, we definitely have got some projects now. We've got this Ford Focus, and we also have got the Dodge Charger. And we're not stopping because of the this truck having too much power. But okay, just gonna park it here. And I'm gonna see if I can get this thing off the trailer once again. We're gonna leave the trailer connected up to the truck. I think that's gonna be a little bit safer. Right, let's push her off. Is she going off, or are we just pushing the whole truck? Looks like we are pushing the whole freaking truck, you know. Let's just be a little bit more aggressive with it. There we go. Alrighty, now we can put this back. Yeah, pushing a car without wheels, it's a bit of a mission always. And now we're gonna run into this pillar over here. Let's just do this. So usually I tend to do these type of things off camera. But I guess you guys are getting a front row seat to see how I do it. Right over here, pushing the living crap out of this little car. Alright, let's push it into this spot over there. Alright, come on. We'll get it in eventually, guys. There we go. That seems to be working out. I'm gonna have to get creative getting this thing up onto the lift here, because yeah, the car's sitting so freaking low. Alright, that'll do. Let's just see if we can manage this. I usually do it with a floor jack. We just get a floor jack jammed under here. not always the easiest thing to do. Because now the freaking car is freaking out on us. Alright, let's try this again. Let's just shove the thing under here. There we go. You don't really have to lift it that much. Just have to adjust the arms first of all. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we can lower this down. I think we might be okay on the other side because we've got wheels on that side, but yeah, we don't have springs, so it's going to prove to be a little bit impossible. Let's see how this works. Well, that's pretty much all we need. And we'll just get this out from under there again. We can also just try and center it up. Sometimes you have to use the push mode mod. I think this might do. Let's see. There we go. Alright. Well, we could actually go a lot more than that. So let's just be a little bit more. Oh, that's a little too aggressive with it. Oh, come on, you piece of crap. Just get on the frickin' lift already. Here we go. Alright. Let's see what happens now. Okay, so we lifted this damn thing. And I think this is still probably missing. Yeah, I don't know where the heck my plasma cutter handle went to. Yeah, as I said, I was so frustrated with that frickin' Mustang. I may have actually picked it up with the trash bag because I was like just selling the stuff like straight off the bat. I don't know what the heck happened with our plasma cutter thing. Alrighty guys, so something weird happened. So it looks like my autosave turned itself on somehow, or I may have clicked there all of a sudden, but okay. Yeah, I was still trying to figure out how to get my plasma cutter handle back, because that is still missing, and I don't think moving away from the actual handle would help anymore, because I think I may have actually deleted this or sold it in the trash can. So yeah, that's a bit of a sad situation. So it looks like I'm going to have to revert to the angle grinder and cutting it with the cutting discs. So yeah, fun times. Getting back to our primitive state here. Do we still have more cutting discs in here? I think we do have about a box over there. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and use this. Alright, where's our cutting machine? Angle grinder. We'll just put that over there. Alright, I'm just going to start cutting this car apart at the front. And see if this thing wants to cooperate. Okay, so that is off. That is kind of normal. Okay, let's grab a wrench. We're going to see if we do this. Take the battery out. It looks like we are missing something here. I can't really put my finger on it, but it looks like a cowl panel or something. Got no idea. Guess we'll have to figure it out once we start buying parts for this car. Okay, so these inner fenders might not come off. We'll have to strip the suspension off first of all. So let's go ahead and do this. Alright, zip it down or unzip it there. And over there. And also over there. Okay, so that is front suspension. Alright, let's see what else we can figure out here. Okay, so that is the radiator support. See now, everything seems to be working as it should on this car. I cut there, cut there, cut there, and cut there. Okay, put that back down. Where's our cutting discs? Let's just see. I think we've got some more cuts to do down here. Okay, is that it? Nope, not yet. Yeah, that's probably relevant. And so is that. There we go. Alright, so that's what I'm talking about. So now we've got our inner fenders off. And just judging by the condition, yeah, everything is kind of a little bit worn. Kind of bad. Okay, so now firewall should come off as well. There's the machine. Okay, let's cut this firewall off. We're gonna need another cutting disc. Seeing as we are back to cutting with the angle grinder here. Okay, is that it? I don't think it is. Let's just see what we can figure out here. That is also probably a firewall weld, and there should be another one this side. Okay, what is happening now? Alright, firewall with the doors are off. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a situation. Trying to take those doors off. Let's just try this. Might be doable. Okay, that's weird. Let's see over here. There we go. The door is off, and that is firewall, which is actually 95%, so I might... Nah, you know what? Let's try and rebuild this thing perfectly. We're gonna replace everything. Okay, so starting with the firewall. What is this? Oh, that's the... Well, it's not supposed to have a drive shaft, I know, but yeah, that's just how this mod is made. So this thing is rear-wheel drive. Right, so let's go and see if we can find the firewall and the two front panels and also the radiator support for this car. Alright, so we are going to go over to the Ford Focus. I think it's FFMK1. Okay, and we should still be on body. Okay, so now I just got to figure out what we are looking for, because things over here are a little bit differently organized. Firewall, front right panel, radiator support, front frame brace, and front left panel. Okay. I think that's what we need for now. Alright, let's start with firewall. Is this going to go on? And I just noticed our rear axle dropped down. That is kind of weird. And we are playing dominoes or something with the doors there. Okay, and front left panel. That's going on. Front right panel. Hopefully this is also going on. Okay, let's start by welding our firewall back on. We're just going to weld it onto the roof, because we are going to be chopping the floor pan off as well. Okay, there we go. That is going on. No problem. So this is pretty much exactly what I tried to do with the Ford Mustang, and it didn't want to work out. So I've got no idea what's cooking up with that car at the moment. So I guess we'll still have to see. Okay, that can be welded there, and yeah, we are out of electrodes, or electrode at the moment. Come here, there we go. Just weld that up to there. Okay, and I think that is it. Let's quickly grab our front panel and well, the radiator support. I think this needs to go on first. Yep, there we go. Just as expected. Alright, and then we'll weld that back up. Alright, so yeah, hopefully this is going to be something we can actually figure out and rebuild from scratch. Okay, we're looking for this. Weld that up and weld that up. Okay, so that is our front panels all replaced, and now we can move over to the floor of the vehicle. The actual floor. These rockers might also come off. Let's just see how this is going to work. Is this... yeah, that's empty. Yeah, it's a pity our freaking plasma cutter is gone now, because otherwise I would have used that, but yeah, unfortunately we are having a couple of technical difficulties with that thing as well today, and we are getting stuck. Let's just go around to this side. See if we cut this off as well, if the floor pan actually comes off. That is a... What is this? The rocker panel. Okay. So did the other rocker panel also fall off, or is it missing? It looks like it is actually missing. Okay, so there's the floor pan, hopefully. No. Something else connected up to it still. Yeah, collisions are a little bit wonky. Okay, but this could very well be related to that, so let's cut this off as well. Right, cutting disc. Come on. You can go on there. There we go. Alright, let's see what else we need to figure out. Okay, what was that? That was the something else. Okay. Well, you know what? There's probably some more welds that we're gonna expose if we take those seats out. So let's go ahead and get rid of the seats. And there's also a carpet in this car that I noticed now. Might also be some welds under the carpet. Let's see if we can figure this out. Okay, there's our driver's seat. Okay. Let's go around this side then. That should be our rear seat out. Yeah, there's actually a whole lot of stuff coming out here already. Alright, let's see. Those are the wheelhouses. Okay, so we chopped the wheelhouses off with... Well, with the welds we cut at the back. I think this floor probably splits somewhere. And that shock absorber, is it going to come out? Okay, yes it is. And we've got a gas tank here. Can we grab it? Alright. If you want to be like that. There we go. Let's just let it drop down on its own time. Alright, I'm still trying to figure out how to cut this. Okay, that carpet looks like it's screwed down. No, that's a bolt, Funcle. Come on, dude. Okay, unbolt the carpet there. There's probably another bolt on this side for it. And yeah, it's not easy to grab it. Okay, but yeah, this car is a fresh spawn, so we haven't saved and reloaded the game yet, so there might be some collision issues as always with modded cars, but I don't know. Alright, so back to the cutting. Let's see what's cooking over here. I think these might be the welds we were missing. And no. I don't know, maybe this is welded. Yeah, I think maybe this is also part of the floor then. Let's just try and figure this out. Unless if it's loose and we just can't seem to grab the damn thing. Which is also very possible. Okay, so that is firewall. Don't think that is floor related. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, floor pan. Where else do you need to be cut? Is that it? Yeah, there's something coming off here. There we go. That is the floor pan. Alright, floor pan 94%. So we actually went through all of that trouble just to figure out that the floor wasn't bad, actually. But as I said, we are actually doing this to sort of test out the mod and see if the car is actually, you know, able to be stripped and rebuilt completely, which is also a good test for the mod. Okay, so there's our floor. And now we can start welding that back up. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so now, if I'm not mistaken, every single weld at the front can be done. And we're out of electrodes. Okay, Let's just grab this box. And did it drop one? Yes, it did. It's just very hard to see these things. Okay, so now we can weld the floor back in. And pretty much everything can be welded now. Okay, so what is this actually, what we are welding here? Is this like the... well, I don't know. It's a weld that is loose, and we can actually replace, well, weld it all back into place. Okay, there's another electrode, and it looks like this car is going to need a whole lot more electrodes. Alright, so that looks like all of the welds that side. Okay, let's come around. Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you miss your weld, you end up wasting a welding, well, opportunity. Let's call it that, like that. You have to make sure you are on the green, well, on the weld, and it actually turns green. Now we actually lost our handle because this thing actually goes back to the welding machine if you move too far away from it. So let's just bring it this side. And what the okay, well, you know what, let's not question it. I could have sworn I just put the welding machine under the floor, and then it just popped back up, luckily. That would have actually been the cherry on top for today, if that thing was kind of going under the ground and it was missing. But okay, looks like we've got all the welds from what I can see. So far so good. Okay, let's spin this thing back around upright, and we need the trunk floor, and we are kicking these plastic bags into oblivion. Alright, so the trunk floor, there we go, that is it. And where are the wheelhouses, and what are those things called even? Left wheelhouse, right wheelhouse, wide. Okay, we're not going with the wide stuff. Let's just try and rebuild the damn car here. Okay, so there's our trunk floor. Okay, let's come and weld this in. See what this is all going to entail. Right over there, there's no welds back here. Okay, we've got a weld up here, and another one over there. Okay, so that seems to be it. Okay, let's grab our wheelhouses. Wheelhouse right. Okay. Okay, wheelhouse left. Let's grab this one as well and put that into there. Okay, and then grab our welding machine. We're gonna need electrodes relatively soon. Alrighty, come on, there it is. Okay. Put that onto there, and holy crap, okay. Alright, and this side, weld it up, and any more welds popping up here for us to do? Doesn't look like it, so that seems to be the lot. We didn't miss any welds over here. Okay, wait, there's one. Did we get this one on this side? Looks like it, and we are inside the car all of a sudden. Okay, well, I think that is good. We've got the majority of the floor pans, well, all the floor pans actually swapped. How's this gas tank doing? 31%. Yeah, we've got a bunch of crap here now in the shop, which I'm going to just dispose of later. How's our rocker panel over here doing? Yeah, it's very hard to grab this thing. Is this something that can be rusted or derusted? I don't know. Well, the car itself definitely has got quite a bit of rust on it. But we're going to sort that out with the, whatchamacallit, the sandblaster. That's the word I was looking for. Alrighty, so weld this rocker panel on, and it looks like the other rocker panels are missing. Well, the other rocker panel on the other side is missing, so we need to buy a new rocker panel for that side. So that's the left rocker panel, and we can probably start buying body parts as well. Rocker panel 2. Okay, that's probably body kit stuff. Let's just see. Rocker panel. No, it looks like that is the only rocker panel that is available. So we need the left one, right? Or right, left. Left, right, right, left. Wait a minute. This thing is painted. Okay, wait a second. So we're going to have to try and figure this out then. I might have to cut off the other one again in order to see what its name is, because I don't know if there's different categories for the stock parts. I don't know. I might be chasing the wrong end of the tail here, but just want to figure this out. And was there only one weld on the rocker panel, or was it two? I don't know. I can't recall now, but okay. Grab you once again. What is this thing called? This is very hard to see what the heck it is. It's not giving me an option to pick it up again. So it's definitely a bit weird. Wait there. Right rocker panel 2. Is it maybe just painted black? Well, there's an easy way to find out. Let's just grab some paint somewhere. Do we still have paint in the shop? Yeah, we've got some blue paint. Let me just see. Maybe this thing is just coincidentally painted black, or something's wrong with it. I've got no idea what the heck is going on with this thing. You know what? Let's just buy 2 new ones then, because it looks like it is this number 2. Right, rocker panel 2. Yeah, see, like that. That is actually paintable. And is that the same part? Right rocker panel 2, and it does that. Yeah, I gotta figure this out, because what the heck is going on with this thing? Right rocker panel 2. So it is the same part, but yeah, okay. Well, let's put it on. We'll weld it on. If we can put our welder upright again. Okay, so let's weld this in. Right over there. And over there. Let's go around to this side. There's probably some sort of trim that'll also go onto this thing. And now we are out of electrode again. And I just wanted to double check. Do we have all the welds now on this thing? Yeah, it looks like it. So there were 2 welds on the other side and only 1 on this side. Unless if that weld we cut on the other side wasn't really relevant to it. May have been. But okay, I don't know. We'll see. So guys, I think we've got ourselves at least something that we can work on here. It's, as I said, it's a bit of a shame that the Ford Mustang didn't work out as I had hoped. Right rocker panel. What is this? See, there's a whole lot of stuff we still need to figure out with this car. Okay, so these are actually door jambs. Do we have this one on this side? Yes, we do have those. Okay. So I just bought those for no reason, but I wanted to see what is the story of that. Okay, so okay, I see. So those are rocker panels, and these ones over here are rocker panel 2s, which is what we welded into place now. So that was a little bit confusing for me. But okay, we managed to figure that part out at least, and I think we are golden. We should be able to get this thing put together. Alright, so what I think the next step would be is probably to start working on suspension. Getting this thing put together again mechanically. And then we're going to decide what we want to do for an engine. Hint, hint. I think maybe. I don't know. Inline 6. How's that going to work in this car? I've got no idea. I guess we'll have to find out. probably only in the next episode, because I think this episode has been going on quite long. And yeah, we definitely had a couple of headaches and a whole lot of adventures as well at the same time. So guys, I think this is going to be it for now. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate every view, every like. And also, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, well, what are you waiting for? It's free, it doesn't cost you any money, and it also helps out my little channel a ton. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, and then I will see you all in the next one.
Wheels keep spinning on the highway. Good things happen in the driveway. Having good days with the good boys. I don't think that I'm leaving today.